Welcome back to the Jersey Oddcast with Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo. Here's what we got this week, and it's a mix. Not a mess, it's a mix.
Well,
We're going to talk about the
meh,
passing of a legendary Hammontonian, a special meeting of the Board of Education that is going to have people paying attention, a hospital in Vineland that may be in trouble, and a groundbreaking that feels like real progress to the community. We're also going to be talking about local events, Earth Day, business mixers, and so much more. Plus, we'll get into a police warning that might make you rethink how you drive, or in this case, how you drink, and a few more things. We have your community calendar, your Oddcast forecast, and your Oddcast Odd Fact. So stay with us, and we're not just stopping there, we have so much more. We're going to talk about Madonna at Coachella, Hollywood is flirting with a Top Gun 3, and Marvel's got a twist, and we all have thoughts on it. So let's get into it. We're going to start, of course, with the passing of George Cappuccio. Joe?
George W. Cappuccio Sr., age 105 of Hammonton, passed away peacefully at home on Wednesday, April 15th. George was born and raised in Hammonton, and he graduated from Hammonton High, and he was a proud Army veteran from World War II, serving overseas in the 995th Field Artillery, Battery C, as part of the U.S. Fifth Army from 1943 to 1945. During his service, he experienced 472 days of combat in the European theater, including the Battle of Monte Cassino. When he returned home from the war, he worked at Whitehall, and he also founded and ran Cap's Greenhouses in Hammonton for many years alongside his brother Manuel. He was married to his late wife Aggie for 77 years, and if I may diverge for just a moment, I had the opportunity to interview George on his 100th birthday, and he told the story of how they met, and it's a love story you don't hear anymore. Before George went off to war, he used to go roller skating with a girl that he knew, and every time that he went, he would ask the girl that he went with, "Do you want to dance?" And she'd let me think about it. "Do you want to dance?" Let me think about it. So one time they went skating, and I believe the word he used was he was feeling a little feisty. So he said, "Do you want to dance? Yes or no?" And she said, "Let me think about it." So he turned around, and the first girl that he saw, he said, "Do you want to dance?" And she said, "Sure, let me take my coat off." And that girl was Aggie, and then they were married for 77 years.
It's a
George was
beautiful
pre-
story.
it's a lovely story, and it's one you don't hear anymore. George was predeceased by Aggie, who I believe died 2 years ago. He was predeceased by his parents, Antonio and Josephine, 11 siblings, and his grandson, Matthew Wallace. He is survived by sons George Cappuccio Jr., wife Rebecca, Dan Cappuccio, Barbara, his daughters Jean Doherty, Larry, and Diane Wallace, Bob. He was the loving grandfather of Melanie Wallace Boffa, George Cappuccio III, Mark Cappuccio, Christopher Doherty, Anna Doherty, and great-grandfather to Wesley Reed and Rowan Cappuccio, Tressa Cappuccio, and Oliver Doherty. Now, George lived an exceptionally long and healthy life. He was one of the oldest residents in the town of Hammonton, may have been the last surviving World War II veteran. He took great joy in his family and a variety of community and social activities. He was a natural musician who played trumpet and guitar, and he was playing trumpet on his 100th birthday. He loved teaching and later playing with the Weekstown Band. He was an active and vital member of the American Legion Post 186 in Hammonton. George and Aggie loved to dance, starting with the roller skating rink, and they did so at every opportunity for many years. After retirement, George taught line dancing at 3 different senior centers and reveled in the activity and friendships that they made. He loved cards, cooking his sausage and peppers, being social, and having his family around him. He always had an open door and a warm smile for everyone. His gardening was legendary, and he continued to grow his amazing tomatoes well into his late 90s. Relatives and friends are invited to attend his viewing on Thursday, April 23rd from 10 a.m. to noon, followed by a funeral service at Marinella Funeral Home, and burial will follow at Holy Sepulchre Cemetery. Donations in his memory may be made to the Hammonton American Legion, Frank M. Coletta Post 186, P.O. Box 223, Hammonton, New Jersey, 08037.
What a life. What a
Yeah,
life. That's
absolutely.
that's a
Phenomenal.
Hammonton. That is a Hammonton story, but it's an odd we'll call it odd in the sense that it's rare. It's rare
Yeah.
to have a life like that.
Yeah, and they just had a big celebration for his 105th birthday in February. They had a parade through the town. George was alert, George was happy, and 105. That's a good run. That's a very good run. And we were lucky to have him as long as we did.
When you met him, like, what was he focused on? Was it on community? Was it on his service, his family? Like, your discussions, where did they always go back to?
Well, the first time I spoke with him was during the pandemic when the Veterans Day ceremony was canceled. And so I spoke with different veterans around Hammonton about what they thought and what Veterans Day meant to them and so forth. So naturally, that conversation focused around his service. But at his 100th birthday, they had back when we did like the drive-bys and everything.
COVID.
For those of you who don't remember, during COVID, cars would drive by the house and honk, and there would be balloons. It wasn't like a drive-by, but
Not
there were,
drive-by in that
yeah,
sense.
exactly. But there were dozens of cars. There was a band set up on his lawn. There was a big banner. All of his family was there, and George was focused on that. He was focused on just how many people came out to celebrate him and how happy he was to have his family around him. So,
Okay. Yeah. It's just an incredible life. He's going to be missed, but it's a life well lived, and he maximized it.
yes, he did. Yes, he certainly did.
And
He is
now
a
he's roller skating with his wife again. Or
yeah.
at least I'd like to
Dancing.
think so.
Dancing.
Dancing.
Da-
Sorry.
dancing on skates. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Gabe and I will not be doing that in our next life.
No, because
See us, I
Gabe
see
and
no.
I
us
will be.
dancing on roller skates for
I think
sure.
Gabe and I are known for our amazing ability to bicker with one another.
Look,
You can do that.
not for nothing. If you guys want to go skating, I'll pay for you both because I want to see that.
I
Nice.
think we're at the age where we'd worry about breaking a hip, Joe.
Just one.
45 plus. I think we're like,
Yeah.
Just one.
Or
Okay.
yeah, as a friend of mine said recently to me, at 50, when I turned 50, I realized and said to myself, know your limitations. Know your limitations. So now I'm on my way to 53. I'm not quite there yet, but I'll just say I'll know my limitations for sure.
That's good
And roller
advice.
skating and dancing are right up there with.
okay. In other news, the Hammonton Board of Education is having a special meeting. What's going on with that, Joe?
Yes, they are. The Hammonton Board of Ed will hold a special meeting on Thursday, April 30th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the Samuel A. Donio Memorial Library of Hammonton High School, 566 Old Forks Road. The purpose of the meeting is to hold the public hearing on the 2026-2027 school budget and budget adoption and any other business that may be presented. Action may be taken and discussions will occur in executive or closed session where appropriate under the law. Now, additionally, at the most recent school board meeting, board member Chrissy Scola had a special message for the seniors, and this is one that we have discussed here before, and I believe it's one that we can get behind. Many of the seniors, she said, are making decisions about their future, where to go, what to do, and so forth. And social media often paints a picture that success means getting into prestigious Ivy League colleges and having everything figured out. However, she said, that path is not for everyone, and that's absolutely okay. Social media, she said, doesn't always present the full story, and that the accomplishments presented therein should be celebrated if they align with a student's goals, but they shouldn't be the standard that everyone feels pressure to follow. Scola said that she often felt pressured to keep up with peers going to prestigious schools, but her path felt different, and that realization took time, honesty, and courage. Scola said there are many meaningful paths to success, be they community college, trade schools, or career paths that lead to stability and success without the overwhelming burden of debt. And these choices, she said, are not less than. They are merely different and are often the right fit. Scola emphasized that not everyone is meant for the same path and not everyone is meant for a traditional college experience, and this does not define worth or potential. What matters, she said, is that seniors make thoughtful, responsible decisions that align with goals, circumstances, and passions.
I really value that message. I think, we we grew up in a generation where it was you must go to college, you must go to college.
Yes,
And I don't know how true that is. I think we need people in all sorts of employment, and you need to figure that out. I also think that 17, 18 years old to decide what it is you want to be when you go for the rest of your life is too much.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
We need to
Well,
give grace to these young
well,
people and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
and I think the message of the pressure of that social media image is a good one to get out there and say, just because you see it on social media doesn't mean it's the end all be all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who pays attention knows that so much of social media is carefully curated to present the life and image that you want and does not indicate, usually, what is actually going on. She referenced there may be a picture of a person signing like a contract for a sports team at college or something to that effect. Okay, that may be great, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be additional academic pressures, the pressure of maybe moving away in general, financial burdens, because Lord knows college is a hell of a lot more expensive than it was than when we went.
For sure.
So do what's right for you.
And
Yeah,
there's
I
some-
agree with this message so much.
and there's something to be said for the trades, carpenters, plumbers,
Yeah.
people who can work on vehicles. There's so much out there that doesn't necessarily need a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when we were in school, there was still a heavy emphasis on trade. ACIT wasn't a thing, it was VOTEC. You could go there and learn a trade, and trades were still valued and promoted. And somewhere along the way, that fell by the wayside, but trades are vital. Yes, you still need education in these trades. That's why there are trade schools, or you can go and join the union and they have on the job training. They have training courses. You start off as an apprentice. After a couple of years, you become a journeyman. These trades are necessary. Like, something happens to your plumbing. You going to fix it? No, you're going to call a plumber. Where'd they learn?
Right.
They either learned on the job in a union or a trade school. There's a lot of money in trades and there's a lot of honor in it. So do what's right for you. Go where your heart goes.
Yeah, I love this message and I'm so proud to say it, and let's just go for it, and thank you to the school board member Chrissy Scolo who said it, and I hope that more people take this to heart. And asking someone who's 17, 18 to go $150,000 in debt before they've even started their life or more
Yeah.
is really hard. Be really cautious when you're making that financial decision. Talk to people, say, "Do you think this is a good idea?" Because it's the rest of your life and debt follows you.
It's
You
true.
know,
Yes, it
we
does.
yeah, we'll see what happens next. Gabe, are you ready to tell us what's happening with Earth Day?
That's right, Gina. You can join the ACUA for the 34th annual Earth Day Festival on Sunday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is going to be at ACUA's Environmental Park at 6700 Delilah Road in Egg Harbor Township. And the event has a variety of free, fun, and educational activities for all ages to enjoy. The celebration includes exciting entertainment options during the day. More than 150 vendors, crafters, food vendors, and exhibitors will be in attendance. And the festival will feature environmental tours, live music, animals, educational shows, and food trucks. You can learn more at acua.com/Earth Day. If you'd like to volunteer, if you have any interest in that, you can email them. And there's also sponsorship opportunities and vendor opportunities. So if you have any questions about Earth Day, it's the 34th annual coming up, and it's really become, like I said, a signature event for Atlantic County.
It's
Day.
funny. You hear it's the 34th annual, and I'm like, man, they've been doing that since what, 1972? No, 34th, like since 92. That was 34 years ago already, and that's a little bit painful.
Yeah.
But I remember when they started doing this because my sister was working down at the ACUA, and it's become an annual thing, and it's well attended every year. I think it's great that they do it. I really do.
Yeah, and I want to get that email out there. It's if you're interested in volunteering, you can email ar@acua.com. But yeah, Earth Day has become a huge part of our lives, hasn't it? What do you think, Gina?
Hmm.
It really has. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm a big fan of it. I love a lot of the work that the ACUA does. It's very community minded.
Hmm.
It's very gentle in the way that it encourages us to be better stewards of the earth. They're very committed, and I appreciate everything that they do, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, and I look forward to it. I hope they have good weather. Put a blessed mother in the window to ensure that, but I think that'd be a good idea.
That's old
Yeah,
school.
because Lord knows the weather's been unpredictable this month. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
fair
You
enough.
would know, Joe. You're on it. You're on that weather.
it's what I do.
To move or buy or sell a home, we recommend calling Phil Carr.
If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609-561-0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Gabe. Joe, a violent
Yes.
hospital has been listed as being at risk according to a report. Is it true? Should we be concerned? What's your feeling?
Is it true? The report says that it is.
Therefore, it must be.
Exactly. According to a report by consumer advocacy nonprofit Public Citizen, Inspira Medical Center in Vineland is one of 12 New Jersey hospitals at risk because of a loss of Medicaid funding. On July 4th of 2025, President Donald J. Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which, according to the report, will cut $911 billion in federal spending on Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program over the next 10 years. The report states that more than 400 hospitals in the United States are endangered as a result of these cuts, and New Jersey is estimated to lose $3.6 billion in annual funding for Medicaid, which is used by approximately 1.8 million lower income residents in the state. Without monetary support from Medicaid, the report says, many hospitals may have to face drastic measures such as closures, reduced medical services, or worker layoffs to stay afloat. Hospitals that receive at least 20% of the average payer mix from low income government programs are considered to be at high risk by the report, and one of those is Inspira Medical Center in Vineland. Now, according to reports, a spokesperson for the hospital said that the institution recognizes that proposed changes will, quote, create hardships and negatively impact the health status of many New Jersey families. However, Inspira remains steadfast in their commitment to serving the residents of Vineland and the surrounding region. They continue to work closely with state and federal partners to advocate for policies that protect access to care and ensure the long term stability of community hospitals. And according to reports, the Inspira Health spokesperson added that Inspira Medical Center Vineland remains fully open and operational. If those numbers pan out, then yes, Inspira is at risk because of the amount of funding that will be diverted elsewhere or removed entirely. But that's nothing new. We just now have a local face to go with what had been, I don't want to use the word foretold because that sounds, but
Too much.
like what, yeah, what had been predicted. Okay, if these cuts go through, this is going to be the consequence and repercussion. Okay, now we know that this hospital is facing challenges, and that is one of the consequences and repercussions.
Yeah. And not for the same reasons, but we've been through this in Hammonton. We know what it's like to lose a hospital. Not that
For
we're
sure.
anywhere near that with Inspira, but I think we know the impact that has on the community. And we've seen
Yeah,
it. This is something to really keep an eye on for the residents, not only of Vineland, but the region.
yeah. I mean, could people from Hammonton go to Inspira?
It's a tough one. It really is. That one is it's tough. It's hard to read. These are the consequences of big decisions when we sometimes unintended. I don't think the Vineland area is over hospitalized, so this is a very necessary facility.
Oh yeah, no, I agree because Inspira that took the place of Newcomb. So,
It's just very discouraging to read, and you as employees, I'm sure they weren't happy to read it because then you worry about your livelihood. And we saw the impact when our local hospital closed. So
mm-hmm.
you don't want people panicking. And I don't know if this is the equivalent of yelling fire or if this is telling Inspira, hey, you need to get your financial house in order. It's a very nuanced circumstance. And there's just, it's good to have the information public, but at the same time, I don't want to cause a panic.
Right. That's the risk that you run whenever you release any potentially worrying information.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is a sense that you want people to know that something's happening, but you don't want them to panic per se.
Yeah. Gabe, the Atlantic County Economic Alliance is having a business mixer
Yes,
and people are invited.
the Atlantic County Economic Alliance, in conjunction with the Mays Landing Merchants Association, is having a free regional business-to-business mixer. That's Wednesday, May 6th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at Lake Lenape Park East, 753 Park Road in Mays Landing. They're saying to join them for an evening of networking with fellow businesses, entrepreneurs, and the region's top business support organizations. You can make new business connections and unlock new opportunities, strengthen your community contacts, and meet providers of valuable workforce and business services, and use the shoulder season to grow your network and your business. Find out how to do that. So you can also enjoy complimentary hors d'oeuvres and beverages. Space is limited and the RSVP is required. You can register at aceanj.com/about ACEA/B2B /. So that's coming up, and it looks like a great way for people to get together and interact with fellow business owners in a way that maybe they wouldn't normally. And there's a variety of participating business associations involved. I always think it's a great idea to get business minds together.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a follow-up to a similar one they had, I believe, in January at Tomasello Winery.
I believe you're right, Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
good.
glad to see that this is at the
Maybe
very
quarterly?
quarterly, or maybe becoming like a series. I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love the idea of them doing that. I hope a lot of people show up
Hmm.
and get this going. I think it should be a regular thing. Atlantic County, it's such a mix of economies. You have the casino economy, you have the farm economy, healthcare, the FFA Tech Center, NAFAC as we would call it. So there's just a lot to be happening,
NAFAC.
and you need
Wow, you're going back.
that's what I call it, and I know that's not right, but
And that's what the long timers call it. It's NAFEC. It's always going to be NAFEC. I don't care what they call it. It's NAFEC.
yeah, you need to make sure you're keeping up to date on what's going on because you don't want to happen what happened 20 years ago with the casino issues and all that stuff. You want to make sure you keep a good diversity.
Yeah.
Especially with the New York City casinos and northern New Jersey casinos becoming a
Yeah.
real pressure. You want to diversify this economy because putting all the eggs in one basket, as it were, is looking like it's going to be very much under fire in the coming years for the
Yeah.
casino industry, especially. I think I read
Yeah.
somewhere that if those casinos are built, you could lose 6 casinos in Atlantic City.
I think I saw that too.
That's
And
scary.
that sounds about right because you don't have the traffic coming down from North Jersey. Why would they come down to Atlantic City when they could just go across the as it is, they can already go into New York. There's a casino in Queens at the very least. There's more around there.
Yeah.
Competing with Connecticut and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philly, Pennsylvania.
It's just a mess and we need to figure it out.
Hmm.
But we will. I'm
Well,
confident
events
in
like
us.
this will help. I think bringing business community together. And these, like you guys said, if they're doing it quarterly, I think they sense the urgency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will see what happens. Joe, Gabe, and I all go to Hammonton Family Eye Care for our glasses. We look stylish as much as we can with them. Gabe,
See Hamilton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages. From glasses to contacts to eye exams and more, visit Hamilton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hamilton. Call 609-567-7479 or go to hamiltonfamilyeyecare.com.
Joe, last week Vineland had a nice groundbreaking for a park. What are the
Yes.
details?
Yes, they did. According to a release, the city of Vineland and the local community celebrated a major milestone with the groundbreaking of the long-awaited special needs park at the Romano Youth Sports Complex located at 1911 Maple Avenue. This event, according to the release, marked the official start of a transformative project years in the making. City officials expect the park to be completed by early fall, bringing the vision of an inclusive recreational space closer to reality for residents and visitors. The project is being paid for by utilizing $5.3 million in New Jersey Green Acres grant funding. According to the release, the Romano Youth Sports Complex, which spans 52 acres, already features illuminated soccer fields, a baseball diamond, football field, walking path, running track, playground, and various support facilities. With the addition of the special needs park, the release said, inclusive recreation will also now be an integral part of community life at the complex. The Vineland Special Needs Park is designed to create an inclusive and accessible environment for children and adults of all abilities. It will feature 8 unique areas, 7 of which will offer a wide range of playground equipment tailored to diverse needs, including wheelchair accessibility. A dedicated sensory garden will provide a calming, interactive space for individuals on the autism spectrum, and most activity areas will include permanent canopies for year-round comfort. A dynamic ADA-compliant aquatic splash play area will expand recreational opportunities, while new all-inclusive exercise circuit stations around the Ernie D. Marcacci running and walking track will promote health and wellness for all. Additional amenities will include picnic tables, park benches, and a new ADA-compliant parking area with ample accessible spaces. The park will not only serve Vineland residents, but also visitors from throughout Cumberland County and beyond. And I find it interesting that they are including permanent canopies. We just talked, what, 2
Right?
weeks ago about
Bringing
bringing the
the
skate
way
park
in a good
in
way.
Egghart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is
It,
very good.
this is very good. It sounds like it's going to be exactly what the community needs. It's going to be another great place for kids of all ages and abilities to play. And hey, that's what Green Acres grant funding is for. That's what this money is out there for, communities to take this and say, how can we improve parks and recreation for our residents? So good on Vineland for this.
I agree. Vineland, I do feel like they are in the forefront of creating green spaces for their residents, and they are trying to create these open spaces and green spaces that everyone can enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I love that they're doing that. Violence had some not so great news the last few weeks, so this is very positive. I look forward to it being completed. I know I got to be patient, which is not what I'm known for.
What? You?
What?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
Hell yeah.
You don't say.
Okay, being mean to me is not really nice. It's just really not nice. But yeah, no, excited to see what happens, see what's next, and see how it goes, and check out these canopies when they happen, so the kids don't get hurt like we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's these canopies are the thing. I guess this is the new thing to keep people from being scalded by the hot plastic or whatever we're using to create these play areas now.
Yeah.
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 Gabe, we're about 10 days away from the Arts and Music Festival.
It's going to be on May 2nd downtown, and it's the 6th annual Hammonton Arts and Music Festival, a celebration of art, music, and creativity. So they're really excited about it. They have it's back bringing together artists, musicians, and crafty folk for an unforgettable experience in this vibrant community. This year's cottage core theme, which there you go, cottage core, is filled with fairies, upcycled crafts, and more. Dress in your most whimsical outfits and take some pics at the photo op areas. So they're going to have 30 local vendors featuring handmade arts and crafts, performances by Clune, Samantha May, West Meadow Dwellers, and Allegory Dance Theater to help keep the energy high. And there's art demonstrations, a fairy power hour for kids with glitter and dance party from 1 to 2 p.m., connecting with members of the South Jersey local arts organizations. And mainly, it's just a day filled with creativity, culture, and community spirit. So it's from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Horton Street in downtown Hammonton, free admission. And they're looking forward to being basically another avenue for people to get together, enjoy themselves with the arts. And it's become, I think, a signature event in the downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. It's sixth annual. I just hope the weather, again, I hope the weather cooperates.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I agree with that. And I remember the first one when it started and how excited they were to pull it together. And it's gotten better every year. It's fantastic.
cottage core, guys.
Y-
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's a whole aesthetic. If you guys were more active on, if you guys were in my feed for Instagram or TikTok, you would see more of that aesthetic, that vibe.
Okay, because I was
And
going to
what
say
is it? Just so give me a
yeah,
go
because
ahead, Joe.
I was going to say because I'm quite active, but clearly our algorithms are wildly different. So, what is cottagecore? Is that like large curd or small curd?
Like, if you're thinking about clothing, I would give you the middle finger, but I don't want to do that on our
Yeah,
show.
don't do
Think
that
like
on the show.
loose fitting dresses, linen fabrics, aprons, delicate patterns, like British Cotswold cottage,
Oh, because what?
granny chic. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
because
Botanicals.
what you were just describing before you gave those examples was Laura Ingalls Wilder.
What do you mean?
You were like the clothing that you were describing. I got Little House on the Prairie in my head. I'm like, I don't think that's what they're going for.
Like
I'm not opposed to it,
boho,
but
a little more
No, no.
refined boho.
okay.
Like baking bread, sourdough bread. Do you know what I mean?
So they're wearing flour sacks.
Yeah,
Go talk to your female friends and ask them to explain it to you.
I'll Google it
cottage
after the
core.
show.
Like
Yeah,
think
Yeah.
like earthy tones, pastels. It's very calming. It's just like vintage china. If you go to someone's house and you have like tea and they have different teacups and saucers, like they're not all matchy.
Okay.
right. So it's like you said, a bohemian aesthetic. I got it. I get it. And where do the fairies come in? I like that's is that like part of
I
this?
never
Like
said anything about fairies.
they
There are
did.
fair in the announcement it says fairies in there. Yes.
Yeah,
They probably have a fairy garden. You
I
know,
don't
when
know.
you at the diner, sometimes they have like a little fairy garden going and like a little door, and you put it out. Oh, never mind. I've lost you guys.
No, I
Okay.
get it. I get it.
Is is that
Is it
it,
like is it, if I'm thinking back to my youth, would it like the Smurfs be in at cottage core, or is that not? Am I way off base in terms of what I'm
or
I
thinking of?
get
or,
where you're going. Shrink down even further our friends from Lord of the Rings, the
okay.
Okay.
hobbits.
Okay, because when you said like a fairy garden, I'm like, is that one of those things where you walk into the woods and you come across them and then you accidentally end up in 17th century Scotland? Is that what happens?
Like we're in Brigadoon.
Outlander, not
I thought you were going
or
Brigadoon.
Highlander. I guess you could end up there. That was
That's
So
right.
crowded.
yeah,
Yeah.
like fairy gardens are just it's a thing that people build. It's like they build their own little gardens around them or like a terrarium with them in it and they have like little doors and like
And do the
some
Fae
people even
come then? Like,
I
does
don't
it
know if the
attract
Fae
them?
come, but like people in like their own yards, their outdoor yards, they'll put little doors on their trees and stuff like that as a way to welcome home the fairies and all that. And they put little
Okay.
lights. So you could build it in its own like little container, or you could do it on your own property. It's a whole thing. I am not someone with a green thumb. I have been keeping alive a bonsai tree that someone gave us for our wedding anniversary 18 months ago. And it was two trees that had linked and become one to symbolize our marriage.
Mm.
And we lost one of the trees, if that tells you anything
Yeah,
about my gardening ability.
it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're no
But
George
maybe,
Cappuccio for
no.
sure.
So
You're
I
not
don't know.
Daniel LaRusso either, clearly.
That's
No.
right.
Karate Kid. So maybe your fairy garden needs a fence and you should call our friends at Master Wire for your fairy garden fence. I don't
Yes.
know.
Or maybe you want to keep Gina away from your garden so that it survives. In any
Yeah,
event,
that's
for
right.
more than
That's right.
yeah, for more than 40 years, Master Wire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri-state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Master Wire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through the doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire at 609-567-1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
The Hammonton Green Committee is getting together to learn more about what the community needs in terms of energy. So they're having a stakeholder meeting, Joe.
Yes, the town of Hammonton received a grant through the NJ Board of Public Utilities in 2025 and needs your input. The Hammonton Green Committee will be helping to administer this grant and will assist with setting up stakeholder meetings so that residents, business owners, and other members of the community can discuss ideas about what might help to save energy, to use more renewable energy, and to save money for the town, residents, and businesses. To that end, the town will be holding a stakeholder, that's you, meeting on Thursday, April 30th at 6 p.m. at the Hammonton Canoe Club, located at 100 Sports Drive, Hammonton Lake Park, to ask questions and share what you think might help our community's future energy use. You can learn more at hammontongreencommittee.com, and if you have questions, you can email hammontongreencommittee@gmail.com.
So I would say for me, I'm cautious about this because I don't want us to be roped into some sort of contract with some energy supplier that may not benefit us in the long run. Because we saw that almost happen a few years ago.
But I don't necessarily know that's where this is going. It may be more of an investigative grant. I'm not certain.
Yeah.
But I know with a great number of grants, they require community input as part of the grant process so that it's not just one particular body or committee saying, well, this is what the town needs. No, it's actually getting the input so the town can say, this is what we want and go from there. And then figuring out ways to save energy, whatever that may be. If it is going with a different supplier, although with the solar array that is coming to the former landfill, all of that, all of the town's energy costs, not necessarily residents, but the town's energy costs are by contract going to be covered under that solar array. So I don't see that even as being an issue town wise.
Yeah.
Do you think they're just looking for people's input in the sense of what do you want from in terms of different types of energy
Yeah.
aspects? Is that the sense?
That's the sense that I'm getting. Like, how as a community can we save money and help you do this and that and so forth, and then based on whatever the survey findings or the stakeholder meeting findings are, then they can have more input and go further with the process. That's what I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to learn more and hopefully find out what else is happening with that.
Mm.
Also, last week, the town of Hammonton posted about their plans for the 250th, also known as the.
Semi-quincentennial.
Thank you, Joe. Gabe, what are the D?
Semi-quincentennial. The word semi-quincentennial did not appear in the release, but what did was that planning efforts for the nation's upcoming 250th anniversary are underway in Hammonton, with a local committee appointed by Mayor Fragioni in January to help shape a meaningful, inclusive, and engaging community-wide celebration. The committee, chaired by Bill Parkhurst, has been meeting regularly to begin developing the vision, structure, and key components of Hammonton's participation in this historic milestone. While plans are still in the early stages, the group is exploring a range of ideas that highlight Hammonton's unique history, culture, and community spirit. The overall vision includes a series of initiatives and events in the months leading up to July 4th, 2026, building momentum toward a signature community celebration on Independence Day. Plans for July 4th are expected to include the town's annual parade, fireworks, and a variety of activities throughout the downtown. Mayor Fragioni emphasized the importance of community involvement in shaping the effort. He said this anniversary, quote, is not just about looking back, it's about bringing our community together and celebrating what makes Hammonton special today, end quote. As planning continues, additional details, events, and opportunities for participation will be shared with the community with input and ideas, helping to shape the celebration along the way. The committee is actively seeking input and involvement from community members, local organizations, and businesses who are interested in contributing ideas, volunteering, or participating in the planned activities. For more information or to get involved, please contact Hammonton250@gmail.com. And guys, this really just reminds me of 2016 and the town's sesquicentennial, which went over very well. And it looks like there's a lot of interest from the community members in doing something special to mark the semi-quincentennial. Am I saying that right, Joe?
Semi-quincentennial.
Yeah, there you go.
Quincentennial. Yeah,
Semi-quincentennial.
quincentennial would be more of a Spanish pronunciation.
All right,
Semi-quincentennial.
semi-quincentennial.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I love it. I love the ideas. There's a logo. I just want to say that if there's going to be events leading up in the months coming up to it, we are 2 months away, 2 months and a couple weeks, not
For
even.
real. Yeah.
So we need to start doing things and seeing more, like more concrete plans so people can plan. July 4th, people go away. You're going to start running into graduations, graduation parties. So if there's going to be other events, we need more information.
Yeah,
So
I had gotten the impression, and I don't know if this is rooted in fact or simply the impression that I got, that much of the celebration was being planned for the actual day. And that seems like a very full day. Were I planning, which I am not, nor do I wish to, I believe the committee chair is Bill Parkhurst. Good on you, Bill, because you have far more patience than I do for such an undertaking. I would have things scheduled throughout the year to make the whole year the celebration, not just the one. But again, I'm not the one doing the planning.
fair.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I
Yeah,
disagree with that. No,
that's true.
but
If you look at what we're going to talk about with the county, they're doing something in May. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, precisely.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. That's all we can do, right?
Yep. I concur.
Yeah. If you are hungry and need some place to go for a meal, check out the Silver Coin Diner.
located in the heart of South Jersey between Philadelphia and Atlantic City, the Silver Coin Diner is a family owned restaurant. It has served South Jersey since 1982. It gleams like a 50s diner on the outside and is warm and inviting on the inside. The Silver Coin is famous for serving quality food at family friendly prices. This rock star of a diner is on the cutting edge of restaurant trends, constantly updating its menu and introducing new healthy specials. Everyone at the Silver Coin is eager to please, so if you are in the area or passing through, stop in their location at 20 South Whitehorse Pike in Hammonton and let them treat you like family. Contact the Silver Coin Diner at 609 561 6974 or visit their website at silvercoindiner.net.
Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate that. Or if you need to check on your insurance and you want to make sure you have the right kind, we recommend calling Diversified.
Yes, we recommend seeing Diversified for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value-added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact Diversified Insurance today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
Gabe, you were just alluded to what's going on with the county for their 250th celebration. I will never say that word because I always say it wrong. What are they doing?
Semiquincentennial.
The Atlantic County Historical Society is presenting Honoring Our Heritage, celebrating 250th anniversary United States of America on Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Atlantic County Estelle Manor Park, 109 Boulevard, Route 50 South, Mays Landing, New Jersey. So there'll be all sorts of different things, a free commemorative bag. You can meet George Washington. There's a welcome by County Executive Dennis Levinson. There's a presentation, The Jersey Shore in the American Revolution and Confluence of July 2nd, 1776, presented by Tim Hart. There's also the Revolutionary Sites Educational Activity Book, presented by Eagle Scout candidate Xavier Shea. Reenactors sharing stories of the past, food trucks, historical societies, craft demonstrations. There's, if you like music, there's the Sea Dogs and the Sandpipers. You can play children's colonial era games, and all are welcome, and it's free admission. So that's going to be Saturday, May 2nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., honoring our heritage, celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, all brought to you by the Atlantic County Historical Society.
I wonder if the local Sons of the American Revolution are going to be there. Because I'm sure you guys remember Earl Kane. He was in the Historical Society of Hammonton. He used to work at the Atlantic County Historical Museum, and that man was all about the American Revolution, about the Battle of Chestnut Neck, The American Revolution fought in and around here. Our common ancestor, Stephen Ford, who was in the Revolution, Earl would have gotten such a huge kick out of the nation's semi-quincentennial. And yeah, I find an excuse, for those of you who don't know, to say that word as often as possible, semi-quincentennial.
And every
And
time
you
he
say
does,
it
Gina rolls her eyes.
but he says it properly, semi-quincentennial. It's very good. You know, I feel educated.
Then my work here is done.
See you, Joe.
No, okay. Hats off to Atlantic County Historical Society or Commission, whatever it is, getting this done, having this event. Great for you to have a George Washington impersonator. It's not the real George Washington.
What?
It's not even. It's not even the
No,
one from
can't believe that.
Hamilton.
What?
This is cool. This is great. This is the nerdy stuff we love.
Mm-hmm.
I send out clips of the musical 1776 whenever I found them online to 3 people because only 3 people get it. So that's fine. They're not cottagecore people either. So I have cottagecore friends. I have my 1776 friends. It's all good. But this is
Vote yes.
Seven,
Vote yes.
listen, vote for independency. Listen, I will say to you, 1776, which was a fringe thing, is now definitely post Hamilton, way more mainstream than it used to be. And
Yes, it is.
it's and in this year of the semi-quincentennial, am I saying
Quinn.
it right, Joe?
Quinn, semi-quincentennial. Yeah,
Semi-quincentennial. I think I'll just think of Quinn, the like Colin Quinn, semi-quincentennial.
that
I
works.
think I look at it this way: people more than ever are turning to things that kind of they can connect with. And 1776 as a musical, people are really into it. They're really into it.
And it's just fun. It really is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's music, it's learning, it's just nerdvana is what it is.
Do you know what is not Nerdvana? Getting stopped by the Winslow Township Police this weekend.
Oh, that is for sure. Yeah. No doubt about that. According to a release during the weekend of April 24th, 2026, the Winslow Township Police Department will be conducting a sobriety checkpoint. The purpose of this checkpoint is to deter individuals from operating a motor vehicle in an intoxicated state, locate and apprehend intoxicated motorists within the township of Winslow. This operation is being funded by the Camden County Regionalized DWI Enforcement Sobriety Checkpoint Grant. The Township of Winslow and the Division of Highway Traffic Safety offer the following advice. If you plan to drink, designate a driver or someone who will not drink alcohol before going out. Take mass transit, a taxi, rideshare service, or ask a sober friend to drive you home. Spend the night where the activity is held. Always buckle up regardless of your seating position in the vehicle, and if you are intoxicated and traveling on foot, the safest way to get home is to take a cab or have a sober friend or family member drive you to your doorstep. It bears noting that the release does not say where the checkpoint is going to be located, simply that there is going to be one within the township of Winslow. So, as always, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and be forewarned that Winslow will be looking for you.
I guess that's good advice. You know what I mean? And Gabe and I, when we go out, we decide which one of us is going to have more than 2 drinks. If we're going to have more than 2 drinks, which is very rare. And we have done this for many years, Gabe.
Yes, absolutely.
You
It's just
know,
you have to watch out. You have
Yeah.
to be careful out there.
Yeah. If I'm going out and I'm driving, I will only have one alcoholic beverage, like with food, the entire time that I'm out, and I make sure that I'm there for at least an hour so my liver can metabolize it. And if like sincerely, because I'm paranoid about this,
Yeah.
and yeah, otherwise, like, I'm walking to whatever destination I'm going to, and even then, I'm only going to have at the most 3 in 4 hours or so, just to make sure that I'm okay, because I don't need that.
no, I don't disagree with you. So please be safe this weekend. Be safe every weekend. And as we move into the summer, warmer months, where we go to events where there's a lot more alcohol being served, like outdoor barbecues, and we go hang out at different events, just be mindful of that and be careful, not only for your sake, but for everyone else on the road.
Yeah.
If you are looking for something delicious to eat and you like to cook, please go to Baglands. local store for everything that you could ever want to make something delicious at home or bring to a friend or family member's house.
That's right, Gina. At Baglantes Market, they always say we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Baglantes Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Baglantes Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609-561-0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thank you, Gabe. And if you are having an event or if your house is in need of a septic upgrade, call Demeglio Septic and
Yes,
Quality Sanitation.
because Demiglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to demiglioseptic.com for Demiglio Septic, or call 609-561-4666 for Quality Sanitation. Experience the Demiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Thanks, Joe. Gabe, it's spring. There's so much happening. What's on the calendar?
Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar is brought to you by Rocco's Townhouse. Rocco's Townhouse prides themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609-561-9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And now the Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar. Let's take a look at what's happening around Hammonton and beyond it. On Friday, April 25th, the Ducks Unlimited Hammonton Banquet is happening at the Hammonton Firehouse on the White Horse Pike. That's Hammonton Independent Firehouse Fire Company number 2. Doors open at 6 p.m. Dinner starts at 7. Expect a full night of food, raffles, and games, all supporting wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Tickets are on sale now. Also on April 25th, head over to the Lavoie Theater in Millville for We May Be a Billy Joel tribute show. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8. A night of full classics from the Piano Man. On Tuesday, April 28th, dine out for a cause at Rocco's Townhouse. Whether you dine or grab takeout, 15% of food sales will be donated to the Hammonton Education Foundation. They open at 3 p.m., so you've got plenty of time to stop by and support a great cause. On Friday, May 1st, kick off the month at Plagido's Winery with Maggie Mae's Yappy Hour from 2 to 5 p.m. Bring your dog, enjoy the sunshine, wine, food, and even some pet-friendly vendors. It's a perfect spring afternoon for you and your pup. And on Sunday, May 3rd, take a step back in time at the Medford Historical Society's Country Day at historic Kirby's Mill. Running from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., you'll find live demonstrations, crafts, music, and a full look at history in action for the whole family. And that's your Rocco's Townhouse Community Calendar. If you've got an event you want featured, make sure to send it our way.
Thanks, Gabe. Yeah, a lot happening. Also, a lot happening last weekend at Coachella. I know you guys are big Coachella fans.
All day, every day.
But Madonna came out on stage with Sabrina Carpenter. They did Vogue, they did a prayer. It was amazing, but I don't think the Coachella audience, at least from watching the videos that I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them, got that it was Madonna. And for us, like,
Yeah,
it's epic.
Yeah, it's Madonna. And from what I understand, it's not something she does very often. Madonna doesn't go out on stage and do duets. And if I read right, she, debuted at Coachella, 20 years ago was her first Coachella?
Something like that, yeah. It's
yeah,
Madonna.
Yeah, this was a big thing. And Madonna's been a big thing for what was it
Like
1980, 1983? Was that her first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 43 years ago.
43 years ago, yeah. So,
and she always tries to remain relevant. She always tries to bring herself into the now. That's the thing. She's not willing to become a faded pop star. And so she's constantly connecting herself with whatever's the hottest thing today. And Sabrina Carpenter, you could do a lot worse at Coachella than to be 43 years after your debut
Yep.
still singing on stage with somebody who obviously is more relevant to the listener of today, Sabrina
Mm-hmm.
Carpenter. But good for
Absolutely.
her.
Yeah.
Again, they don't know what they had. I'm very like frustrated.
These kids
Gen
don't
Z's
know. You know that.
no.
These kids
No,
don't know.
no. Madonna to them, it might be their grandparents' music now. I
You
mean, I hate
shut
to
your
say it
mouth.
that way. I
I'm
mean,
gonna mute you, Gabe Donio. You're getting
I
mute.
You
mean,
shut your mouth.
if we consider a generation is 20 years,
Oh
I
God.
mean, yeah, come on, guys.
And let's
Oh.
be
Generation.
honest, Like a Prayer was such a scandalous album when it came out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the
Everyone's
video,
time.
the whole nine. But then it was, I believe, in the Deadpool movie, and then you had like church choirs. Actually, it was in this movie. Then you
Yeah.
had church choirs singing it because they didn't realize that it was scandalous. Like,
What
listen to
hoodie are
the.
you wearing? Because I can't tell.
It's the Deadpool Wolverine hoodie. Yeah, the most recent Deadpool movie.
Got it.
Why are we friends again?
Because because I have no other friends, and you're nice to me. So that's
The
why.
three of us are friends because we, I think, understand that. Look, we're different, but different in a good way. It's
We're
odd.
odd in a good
Yeah,
It's
way.
odd, but in a good way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Top Gun 3 being teased. How do
all
we
about it.
feel? I
Yeah,
didn't
why
see
not?
Top Gun 2, so I don't know.
No,
Oh, you
it's
didn't.
good. I saw
It
parts
was.
of it.
I saw the whole thing, and I got to tell you, it was better than we had any right to expect after so long of a break from the original Top Gun, because that was 86, and then Maverick came out, what, about 5 years ago, I think? It was fantastic. It was the best sequel that you could hope for Top Gun, and if they can match that kind of storytelling and energy with a third one, sign me up. Absolutely. Because Top
Gabe,
Gun
how do you
Maverick was
feel?
great.
No, I think it's worthwhile. It's got a built-in, baked-in audience. It's got again, what Hollywood's looking for is somewhat safe, but it's interesting. Like Joe said, there was such a gap between the first Top Gun, which was what
86.
86, the first Top Gun, and then this one coming out, the sequel, and now there'll be a little bit of a gap here too, but nowhere near the length of it. But it just showed the tremendous amount of staying power that movie has, because if you
Mm-hmm.
look at how the sequel did, it did tremendously well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And then in other pop culture news, I'm going to leave this one for you, Joe. There's going to be a big twist, possibly in Avengers Doomsday, that are going to be like,
Oh,
Yeah, but
well,
definitely, not possibly,
yeah,
definitely.
but like I haven't been able to find anything concrete as to what the twist is going to be. I do know with Avengers Doomsday, you've got the Avengers teaming up with the X-Men, teaming up with the Fantastic Four, teaming up with the residents of Wakanda, and they're all fighting Doctor Doom, who's going to be the villain in this one, and I believe in Avengers Secret War, who's played by Robert Downey Jr., who, for the six of you out there who may not know, played Iron Man forever. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe that's the twist they're talking about. But whatever it is, sign me up for it because
so we're going to the
Avengers.
theater to see that?
Avengers. Feel free to tag along,
Yeah,
but I
he'll
I
be
will
there.
be there to see
I'll
that.
go with you to that if you and Gabe will come with me to see The Devil Wears Prada 2.
I definitely am going to go to that
You have
because
no
I'm
choice because
married.
you're married
I'm
to me.
married
Yeah.
to you, but I
Yeah.
don't know that.
I'll buy you popcorn, Joe, just
Uh,
because I want to listen to your muttering and you and Gabe mutter.
if it's the theater at Mays Landing, I may consider if you buy me the Cheetos popcorn.
Look at that, Cheetos popcorn.
Can you
He
reserve your
might.
seats at the theater in Mays Landing? Because I only go to those now.
I believe so. Yes,
I want good seats now.
I want Cheetos
I'm at that
popcorn.
age.
So.
Because my bad hips from roller skating.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, all that.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm interested in what I read up on this. The twist comes two-thirds into the movie for the Avengers Doomsday, and then they say you think the movie's over, but then the movie is not over, and there's like a whole hour left, which
Yeah.
means it's a 3-hour movie. By the way,
Which I'm fine with, especially when you consider we'll sit down and we'll binge watch a show for 6 hours straight, but you want me to sit in a theater for more than 90 minutes? Come on.
that's
Commit to the bit. Sit down, watch the movie.
Gabe's
Mhm.
never sitting down for 6 hours to binge watch anything.
That's true. I haven't, but that's okay. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Gabe's like a
Yeah.
normal human being like that.
Are
I
you
don't know. I
saying
think normal human
I'm
being.
abnormal?
I think normal human beings now do stream and binge.
Yeah.
I don't. I think we're outliers. You've binge watched a lot of stuff.
I've binge watched. I always thought that made me just like not healthy.
That's probably
That doesn't mean that it's not normal behavior, though.
no. It's like
Yeah.
couch potato behavior, but it's not
Yeah.
abnormal.
It's perfectly normal. Or, as I believe it was Malcolm McDowell's character in Star Trek Generations said, normal is what everyone else is, and you are not. So,
Mm,
Joe, do you have an Oddcast mug today?
what? Me? I always have an Oddcast mug. The question is, why don't you have one, or why don't you have a tumbler for your cold beverages?
Because my
That's right.
Dunkin' iced tea doesn't come in it.
I like cold beverages. But yes, I do. I have an Oddcast mug, and somewhere around here, there's an Oddcast hat because we like selling merch. We like repping what we do because we got mugs, we got tumblers, magnets, hats, t-shirts. We have 2 new exclusive designs as of late. We have winter designs with a crew neck sweatshirt, pullover hoodie, zip-up hoodie. You can find all of that and maybe more and possibly more as the season goes on at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
Thanks, Joe. So it's time for the Oddcast Odd Poll, and gave it a little thought this week, as I often do. Maybe I don't always give it thought, but I tried.
That's good.
So here's the thing: there's a lot of community events coming on. When you go, why are you really going? You're supporting the cause? Are you going for the good food and being good, not for you good food, tasty food? Are you going to see people, or you're going because you were told to go? And I'll go first. 96% of the time that I'm going to an event, it's the cause is nice, but I'm going to see people. I really want to see the people who are going to be there. That's what's getting me to come out. It's not going to be always the cause. It's not the food. It was not because I was told to go. I just want to see certain people.
I
How
go for
about you two?
I go for the food. Yeah, it's a great cause. Yeah, I might see some people that I haven't seen for a while, but how's the meatballs? Yeah. You got good meatballs? I'll be at your event.
Gabriel?
It's a mix of both. I want to see people, but I also like to eat. So I would say it's like a tied for first on that one for me, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not going to argue that. But oddballs, let us know in the comments or shoot me a DM. Let me know why you're going to community events. You know what I mean? Is anyone twisting your arm? I don't know. It's that time of year where we're seeing a lot of construction going on. People are cleaning up. You might be in need for a dumpster. If you are, please call the Grasso family.
Looking for fast, reliable dumpster service? Call United Roll-Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll-Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609-561-8287 to get started today. United Roll-Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
Thanks, Gabe. And now it's time for the Oddcast Odd Fact. And I want to go back in time, but not too far back.
Gotta go back in
The
time.
modern shipping container system, the one that basically powers global trade today, got its real start with a ship that sailed out of the port of Newark. That ship was the Ideal X, but it didn't begin that way. It started off as a World War II oil tanker before being purchased by trucking entrepreneur Malcolm McLean, who had a simple but game-changing idea. What if cargo could move in standardized containers across ships, trains, and trucks without being unpacked every time? So the ship was redesigned, the dock was reinforced, fitted to hold large aluminum containers, and on April 26, 1956, just about 70 years ago, it set out from New Jersey carrying 58 containers bound for Houston. 5 days later, it arrived without a hitch, and even more telling, there were containers already waiting to head back north. That one trip proved the concept. From there, ports began adapting, infrastructure evolved, and standardized containers became the backbone of global commerce. The ship itself didn't last long, but the idea, it changed everything, and it started right here in New Jersey.
You're
That's
welcome,
fascinating.
Earth.
You're
Sorry.
welcome, Global Trade. You're
Yeah,
welcome, Alibaba. You're welcome,
you're
Shein. Everything.
you're welcome, Earth. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again,
that's
New
that's
Jersey.
big in the news these days. Obviously, with shipping being quite an issue of the current era that we're living in. So that's
Yes.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I love my Oddcast Odd Facts. I'm here for them.
Hey, Jersey is the center of the world.
Joe,
So
what's the weather going to be? Because I know April 25th, there's a ton of events happening. What do we got?
who knows?
How about for the rest of the work week?
Yeah, who knows? But you know what? Since you asked, it's time for the Oddcast forecast according to the app on my smartphone and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609-561-3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season. And I have to find a better descriptor than roller coaster because last week was horrifyingly hot. And then we've got frost warnings. But for the next couple of days, it looks like we're going to be having relatively seasonal temperatures. Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 68 and a low of 46. Possibility of showers in the morning, partly cloudy at night. Intervals and clouds of sun on Thursday, high of 76, low of 53. Friday, same thing, mix of clouds and sun, high of 75, low of 50. So that's right where we should be for this
Yeah.
time of year. Not in the 90s and then not with a frost after that. I'm sure our blueberry farmer friends are quite
On the
clenched.
edge.
Yeah,
On the edge,
yeah,
for
because that
sure.
that can be very problematic to have that kind of heat pushing all of the juice up through the branches. You're in bud swell now, and then you've got frost on top of that. That'll sting you and that'll really make you sweat. So, at least for the next several days, it's right about what it should be looking like this time of year.
I
That's good to
appreciate
know.
that. And I appreciate the farm perspective too, because I don't think we always consider that.
Yeah.
So
So
thank you.
Solid.
We will be back next week with more news, more things about America's 250th, and everything that's happening around town. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you.
So long.
take care.